Welcome back, MTG Joe here again. We just wrapped up our budget build series for Mono Black Devotion. You can catch the full article up on aetherhub.com. It's about almost 8,000 words on the archetype. I just got to Mythic with it, so it is a deck that can win. And we're going to be playing another deck now. So I'm testing out a couple. Probably do this as a budget build, but I've seen it go around. We played against it in the streamer early access. This is a mono blue devotion list that's usually looking to abuse Nyx Lotus to generate like huge amounts of mana with the deck. So this deck here, to walk you through it, a couple key cards and then we'll go through. So Nyx Lotus is a 4 mana artifact, legendary, worth noting. Enters battlefield tapped, and then we get to choose a color, add amount of mana equal to your devotion, so the number of blue casting symbols in the permanence cost that we have on the field, to our mana pool. So basically we use this to generate a whole bunch of mana, play through our deck, and play out a bunch of threats. So Corridor Monitor and Kiora can both untap the Nyx Lotus to double up on mana generation. So it's a cool way to do that. You generate a bunch of card advantage mana that way, and then you can pay it into stuff like Gadwick to draw a large amount of cards and kind of play through that like that, or just play a bunch of spells. Thassa's Oracle is a new card. So it's a 2 mana 1/3. When it enters a battlefield, you look at the top X cards, where X is your devotion to blue. You put one of them on top of your library and the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than the number of cards in your library, you win the game. So this is kind of an alternate win con with Gadwick. We can kind of almost pseudo Jace the opponent and take him out that way. Brazen Borrower, good threat. You know what it does at this point. Kiora, so if we cast creatures with power 4 greater, we get to draw cards. So there's a couple in the deck, notably Thassa if it's animated, and Cavalier. And then it's mostly just for the untap shenanigans. Thassa can do a couple things in this deck. One, it is a 4 mana 6/5 indestructible, so long as your devotion to blue is not over 5. And then at the beginning of your end step, you exile one target creature you control and then return to the battlefield. So you get to blink and then take advantage of a bunch of enter the battlefield style effects in the deck. And then for 4 mana, you get to tap another creature. So it's kind of good offense-defense play to kind of control your opponent's board. Arcanist Owl is a 4 blue in this deck, 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 4 cards of your library, you reveal an artifact or enchantment, put it into your hand. So notably, it'll get us Thassa, Nyx Lotus, or the Corridor Monitor. So it's kind of card advantage and filtering in our deck. Cavalier of Gales brainstorms when it enters, look at the top 3, put 2 back. Draw 3, put 2 back. And then when it dies, shuffle into the library and scry 2. Paired with that, we have a couple Fabled Passage, just similar to Brainstorm in Legacy. You want a way to shuffle away the cards in your hand. So if we get multiple Nyx Lotuses or Thassas, we want to get rid of them. And then a couple Agent of Treacheries. We can just keep stealing their stuff with Thassa. Mana base is really simple for Vantress, a bunch of islands, and some Fabled Passage. And then sideboard wise, so this list is one I got pretty much off Twitter. The sideboard I built myself, so don't really know yet fully. I've just been playing mono black predominantly. A couple Aether Gust, red green, Disdainful Strokes versus big mana decks, Negate versus kind of control or fires, Spyglass versus walkers, Mystical Dispute versus blue base decks, Narset versus heavy card decks, Hydrate Crisis decks, Ugin as catch-all removal, and then Kiora Best of the Sea, or Kiora Bests the Sea. This is another way to kind of win the game. So Chapter 1, create an 8/8, Kraken with Hexproof. Chapter 2, you tap down all your opponent's board, and they don't untap during the next untap step, so sleep. And then Chapter 3 is permanent active treason, steal one of their permanents. So this is the deck. I just need to do one thing and not play these ugly islands. Let's play some nice islands. There we go. Where are you? So I'm probably going to play a couple best of ones to start off with. I've never played this deck before yet, so I want to get repetition in the main board. We are currently at Mythic 1177. If someone could let me know afterwards in the chat if this is a qualifier month, if you finish in the top 1200, if you can play in the MCQ qualifier. Let's play that. I'm probably going to say Mono Black Devotion once or twice, just it's on my brain after writing the article. So as always, if you enjoy the content, do want to show your support of the channel. If you're catching this on YouTube, like, comment on the video goes a long way to help. Additionally, if you are enjoying the content, you can subscribe on YouTube. It's a free and easy way to help out the channel. And then if you want to know when we go live, just follow on Twitch. It's free, it's easy, it helps it out. Alright, so this is the blue-white control lists that are probably going around right now. We can Thassa's Oracle. Really just want to find lands. Okay, so we just put one on top. This card's pretty good in these decks. I think I want to kind of run them out of counter spells because I want to play the Nyx Lotus. That's fine. The alternative was we Thassa's Oracled that turn. They probably have counters. They probably have Time Wipe. Let's go Owl here. It makes the Thassa's Oracle next turn better, and at worst case it's a 3/3 flyer in the air. These decks play Planar Cleansing. So this is a matchup where post board it gets a lot better. Okay, so Thassa's Intervention. They just draw. Wow. Whiff. This stupid little wall is also doing really well. This card's really good for these white base control decks. Gives you an early blocker, helps you hit your land drop. Okay, so they just go Warden here. I'm going to take this as an opportunity to... So I could get Nyx Lotus down, but I can't blink it. So let's just go Thassa here. And do we want to back up Nyx Lotus, or I think we just go Thassa's Oracle. Maybe Gadwick. Yeah, let's go Gadwick. You know what? I should have put a land. I thought this came to hand. Okay, so it's worth noting. So it's a little bit more aggressive slanted build. Opponent will have quite a bit of closing power here. Let's just do the Owl. It's actually pretty sweet. So we can set up some corridor monitor draws. So we can effectively untap it multiple times. So I'm not going to block this turn. The Teferi's pretty bad here because it would stop the Nyx Lotus. Ah, crap. Teferi bounces here. creature you control. So let's attack here. Cavalier of Gales would have been good if we hit our land. So we'll just do this again. Another Thassa doesn't help. So we'll just throw the damage in front of the Dream Trawler.
Let's try this.
This card's actually really good in these decks. It helps blue-white close out the game a lot quicker. So we're forced to block. It does take a lot of devotion off the battlefield. Oh, come on. Alright, first one's a loss. First one is a loss. Kind of mana screwed, kind of learning the deck. We had what we wanted to untap, but to fairy. I think I need to prioritize the Nyx Lotus. If we get that going. I always find it funny when people just have like their first name, like how they must have been early beta to just have like Adrian or like paid like George today. I have to go Bant Wolf Run. Opponent goes first. It's a little slow. Let's try it out. It's mostly learning with this deck. Second Nyx Lotus is not where we want to be. So they have Midnight Reaper. I'm just gonna play this out, confirm 0. It's little value here, but I want to build up devotion. So they can sack the triple Nyx Lotus is pretty bad. It also makes this less likely to hit. I think this one's a loss. New deck learning curve. They're gonna have something else to sack here. Okay, so I'm just gonna set this up this turn. So I could get a free attack in, but I want them to sacrifice in order to get that damage in, because Gadwick right now presents a blocker. So I can Arcanist Owl next turn, hopefully find a Thassa. Thassa can be cast off the mana from Nyx Lotus, bounce the Arcanist Owl. Potentially find Corridor Monitor. Mayhem Devil. Opponent's just queuing up with last season's flavor. They get back the Gutter Bones, play out Gutter Bones. And they got Rankle as well. We so dead. It's fine. I got Lotuses out the wazoo. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. If we could find something here, which we don't, because why not? Yeah, we're dead. We dead. We dead. Okay. Lines of play. Gotta learn the lines of play. This might, like, it should be fine in best of one. Okay, so this hand's a bit better. Thassa's Oracle should hopefully draw us into something. It's also a 1/3 blocker, so a little bit better. I may want Spectral Sailor in this list. Corridor Monitor is interesting. But Thassa's better. This could be Jeskai control. You know what? If they're using Banishing Light there, I'm fine. Your turn late, Kiora. So it fires Fae, probably just for like disenchant. Bolus. Okay, so you go 3, that then taps for 1. I untap it. Otherwise I can Thassa. Ah, oh, crap. I'm an idiot. Was supposed to tap it first. So they bolus here. So I gotta exile something. Like, I kind of want this, but Cavalier lets me get further ahead. Might be Thassa. Agent can steal the bolus. Yeah, let's get rid of Thassa. So I'm doing this because it gives me more devotion this turn. And Corridor Monitor does let me get some shenanigans going. So let's do that. Okay, so play you out. Play out Corridor Monitor. Untap this. Tap this. Agent of Treachery. Take Bolus. Okay, so we're doing the thing with the deck now. Let's do this first, because I can also untap with Bolus, because it can copy Kiora's ability. This also draws us a card. Put 2 back in any order. Doesn't matter. So play Thassa's Oracle here. This will let us look past a bunch of cards. I'm trying to find Thassa now. Agent works. So untap here. We have 14 mana. I get Cavalier. Put 2 cards back, so put Kiora and the land back. Land on top. Agent of Treachery steals Fires of Invention. Yeah. Alright, we did the thing. We did the thing. I'm happy now. Let me give it a reset, Arena, just because it's a little laggy on my end. Oh. And then I'll test it out in a best of 3 match maybe. Or I want to get some reps in with the main board. I don't want to worry about sideboarding yet. I want to understand the main board. If we do this as a budget build series, then I'll play best of 3 for that one. Blue Devotion. Nyx Thassa, generate a whole ton of mana, combo out. We only have 2 Fabled Passages, and we have both Fabled Passages. You hate to see it. So again, if people are just tuning in and wondering why we're playing Fabled Passages in a strictly monocolor deck with Cavalier of Gales, if we don't like the top of our library and we want to shuffle it away, it allows us to do so. So I'm actually gonna just hold up the Brazen Borrower this turn. We can bounce something if they play out a big threat. This is actually the first Simic deck I've played. Brazen Borrower's not where I want to be. Or I'm gonna bounce the Paradise Druid. Ooh, Teamer. Oh, so this might be the Thassa deck where they steal our stuff. Was hoping for an untapped land. These Fabled Passages this game will be the death of us. Really puts us behind. I'm just going to play out the Corridor Monitor. Yeah, we're too far behind. Early Nisa, we don't have the interaction to deal with it. And they play Druid. Yeah, I can drop a flyer down, but we're dead. Okay, I think I might cut these Fabled Passages. Or cut down one of them. Just have one. The fringe benefit of it may not be there. We also have Scry to get rid of it. Come on, server. So I don't know if we want to be... Because you have 4 Cavaliers, but there's a lot more cards. If that game played out as we wanted it to, and been able to curve out, sounds pretty good. Thassa's Oracle and Arcanist Owl can both help us dig here. If we naturally draw into Nyx Lotus, we have a curve of Oracle into Kiora, into Oracle, untap Oracle, play Thassa, bounce. And I think we're short of mana. Alright, opponent's on it, an aggressive deck. So this is likely Rakdos Sacrifice. Well, we want lands, so that works out. I'll probably use Brazen Borrower next turn. Or I might even just go... No, I'll probably do a bounce effect as a tempo play and then throw down Arcanist Owl. We know we're not drawing Lotus this turn. Come on, opponent. Are you timing out? I'm timing out. Who's timing out? Alright, well. Oracle's doing its job, being a wall. This might actually entice them to do a bad attack. Because now they don't get the card draw. So we're able to get some power off the board. And then the following turn, Thassa also gets turned on. Come on. In the event, us poking in a damage isn't going to win the race here. I will trade this with the Rankle. So I can go Kiora here. Untap an island, play a Thassa's Oracle. Try to find Nyx Lotus. Sweet. Hey, Rekindling Phoenix, if you just hover over the right hand side here, there'll be a little widget for Aether Hub, and it'll direct you to the list. Let me know if it doesn't work for you, and I could send you the list directly. Each player discards, each player sacrifices. get rid of Cavalier here. So here we untap, play out Corridor Monitor, untap, play out Thassa. We're going to lose Gadwick. Actually, we're not, because this comes in, this untaps Nyx Lotus. And now I can Brazen Borrower at instant speed to block the Rankle. We can also just tap the Rankle, but I kind of want them to attack so I can Brazen Borrow and block it. Cat's fine. I just tap it, let him attack. So this just builds more devotion for our Gadwick turn. So 7. Let's draw, let's draw 4. Cool. We got Agent now. Agent will steal Rankle. Got him. Ah, shit. Just jammed my knee. Getting the hang of the deck. For those want to see the deck, we've been playing. This is a list been going around a bit on Twitter, and then I just put it together my own sideboard. But we're playing best of one right now, just get a feel for it. Basically, you're using a combination of Corridor, Monitor, and Kiora to have multiple activations of Nyx Lotus to generate huge amounts of mana. You're able to draw through your deck with Gadwick. Arcanist Owl helps you find both Nyx Lotus and Thassa. Cavalier can also get you a bunch of cards. Thassa blinks like Oracle, Cavalier to get you a bunch of more card draw, and then you have Agent of Treachery to steal all their things. We're playing one of Fabled Passage just as a shuffle effect. We were playing a little bit more. The original list actually had 4 Fabled Passages, which I think is a little too much. We got screwed one game just with, we drew both of our Fabled Passages in our opener, and then just played really behind in terms of tempo. Playing Blanca, pretty high at ranked. This hand's pretty slow and opponent goes first. I think we mulligan. Okay, this hand's better. I'm gonna put the Agent back. We're a ways away. Okay, so red base aggro. Could be Knights, could be Cleave. We'll go Oracle this turn. It's a good blocker. Okay, so it's a Cavalcade-like deck. So play draw is relevant here for the opponent. Actually, Corridor, Monitor. I want to hit a line drop. We're playing best of one right now, Phoenix. There's a sideboard listed. But I just want to get as many reps as I can just with the main board right now, so it's quicker best of one to play through like this. Okay, so they have the Spitfire. Not drawing a land there kind of sucks. Take a bunch of damage, or I can Brazen Borrower, so let's just pass the turn. So thought here is Thassa's Oracle can dig us to land, but Brazen Borrower is probably a better play. So see if they have an effect here. This provides some tempo as well. They can't play the Spitfire again this turn. So they have light up the stage. Just want the land here. Just post a deck list in the chat. Pretty exposed to Cavalcade this turn. Just play with the monitor. Play with the Oracle. I think we just do the land here. They can get unblockable with this. This would trigger for that. But the Cavalier of Gales is pretty big. Done an okay job. We're only at 16. Like, we're at 16, but we haven't taken too much. These being 1-3s and 1-4s helps in the early game. Okay, so this suggests to me probably Embercleave. Taking these off, this is unblockable. This can ping a damage after. Okay, still not bad. We controlled their board a bit. They've had to use a lot of resources just to keep us intact. We got a 5/5 now. I think we put Gadwick Island back and then put Gadwick on top. I'm gonna just cast Gadwick for 3, and then I have the Brazen Borrower tap effect as well. Oh, that's scary. So that does 2 to us. and then it does another 2, so we're still okay. They can ping the Cavalier. I guess that's worse because now it shuffles. We don't want either of these. Actually, do I want the land? It lets us Arcanist Owl and hold up Brazen Borrower. I don't think we're winning with Nyx Lotus this game. I need bodies. So I'm doing this just because with Cavalcade it triggers more damage, which I don't want it to happen. They also can't cast Torbrand this turn, so it buys us another turn. Pretty dead. Can't cast Thassa this turn, doesn't do too much. Probably a little too late. Yeah. Stumbled a bit. Against Cavalcade, you can't really stumble. We're a synergy deck versus... Like, we don't really have interaction in a traditional sense. So they're able to snowball. We also snowball. I'll keep this hand. Kiora also is kind of dual fold where it can serve as ramp as well. You know, this deck might not be the best for best of one if all we're running to Zagra. Really want to see land there. Stormfist isn't the worst. It does help us draw some cards. I just want the land here. We don't have any... Hey, Quantum. We don't have any instant spells, so Gadwick isn't the best right now. I'm probably going to play Kiora this turn, just either as a distraction or it can potentially ramp us into Cavalier of Gales. This is an Embercleave deck, so we want... Yeah, I did hit Mythic Quantum. After the afternoon stream, I played a couple games during lunch and took down 2 fellow mono black decks. Probably about a 40% win rate right now with this deck. Okay, so they are dumping their hand. They're like most likely to have an Embercleave. I'm gonna double block on Stormfist, I think. So if they pump, this goes to 5, so they kill there anyways. So like this way they kill, but they gotta pump in order to do so. So let's just do that. Let's take the bodies off. If they spend their whole turn killing Kiora, it's done what it needs to do. It's actually pretty awesome. Because this lets us Cavalier, and it also draws us a card. I want a Brazen Borrower here. Hooey. Hooey, hooey, hooey. So they can only do one pump out of the Knight of Eben Legion. I might double block on Rotting Regisaur. I'm gonna let this die. If they have Embercleave, they have Embercleave. Cleave? Okay, they don't. Part of this dying, it also scries away this land on top, which I don't want. So Gadwick and Corridor. So I don't want another Gadwick. I don't think I want Thassa's Oracle either. This turn's probably just going to be Cavalier of Gales. And then next turn, because I can Nyx Lotus and Cavalier that turn. Like I can Nyx Lotus. Okay, so let's put back Island. And I gotta discard, so just get rid of Vantress. Just want to survive this turn. I'm willing to take some damage this turn because I could create a lot of mana next turn. They can do 2 pumps. I don't think Embercleave kills us on this board. Wow, no pumps. Croxa. We can get rid of Gadwick. And they have enough for escape, and that could force us to discard again, so... Okay, so realistically with the Corridor Monitor, that's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then I can Cavalier and Gadwick, so I should get rid of... I just don't want to take the damage. Let's get rid of Arcanist now. I can pretty much play out my hand this turn. Croxa is a nice card in this deck. no, I didn't want to draw 3. Oh, crap. Okay, whatever. Just Brazen Borrower this turn. Tap this. That was a mistake. We could soak up some damage this turn. That was a mistake. Okay, they got Roddy too hottie. This is actually good because I can tap at instant speed. And then with Thassa I can use Corridor Monitor. Sweet, got him. Got him! Misclicked a bit, but managed to sneak out there. Just gonna give Arena a quick reset. And then we'll fire it up. Are others still having issues with disconnects? They haven't been as bad as yesterday, but I'm still getting the occasional disconnect from the server. Alright, we'll play one more. I'm liking this deck. It's not as bad as it was like a couple months ago. Usually I'll fire you right back in, but it gets you this like little pop-up window that it looks like Arena has like install going. I go first. Let's try this out. Okay. We draw some lands, then we're okay. Magic. This is a stumble now. Kiora would have been good. It would have guaranteed that we would have got into it. Hey Dargy, if you just hover just on the right hand side here, there's a little widget and it'll take you to the deck list. I also posted it earlier in chat. You can take a look here. We're just going to block here. They hit a Brazen Borrower, which is also pretty gross. Let's see if they get distracted. We've been there's a sideboard there. I put it together myself. I've yet to play a sideboarded match, so I don't know if it's a good sideboard. I'm just trying to learn the main board of this deck. We got to Mythic with Mono Black Devotion. If you're interested in that deck, I just did a 8,000 word write-up on 3 different budget variants on aetherhub.com. I also have all the like gameplay videos, about 3 hours worth, up on my YouTube channel. Gake, Meat Boy, and Rekindling Phoenix, thanks for the follows. Sorry, been focusing on the match. Okay, so they're kind of going off. I think I might want Spectral Sailor. It's a mana sink when we have a lot of mana to generate card advantage. Yeah, so they're doing the right thing, disregarding. We got Thassa's Oracle. They just Brazen Borrow this. Come on. So I can Cavalier of Gales. It draws us a card. So they can't cast this. So when you... Ooh, Nyx Lotus. Okay, so let's put back Arcanist Owl. Nyx Lotus. So one thing, when you like steal someone's effect with like Robber of Riches or stuff like that, you could only cast one half with any color. Yeah, the stutters have been pretty bad. I also had one game where opponent cast Nylea, and it was like this big on my screen, and it wouldn't go away. Okay, so they get the Owl. So 2... We're dead to a burn spell. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Xaxes. Xaxes. Yeah. We might want to play this as a best of 3 deck next time. Mono red seems like an issue. And we'll probably see less aggressive decks. Because in terms of a 1-drop slot, you have... This can set up our draw, which isn't too bad. I was thinking Spectral Sailor, just as a mana sink for card advantage. The Kiora is good, but I don't think we want 4 of, maybe. Like, we could have blocked the... Steamkin that turn, but then they would have shocked it, and then we can play it out, but we don't really generate that much mana, so we're pretty much losing anyways. There's Folio, but that doesn't really help the aggressive matchups. Yeah, I would say either Apprentice to set up your early draws. I feel like we're not doing enough on the early turns. Our late turns are really powerful, but like Sailor can at least trade, or Apprentice is another body on. Like, we want to turn 1 play. So I may just cut like 1 Kiora, 1 Nyx Lotus. I think I do like that, because then Sailor at flash speed also makes Gadwick a lot better. Because right now we play Gadwick, but we don't really have any ways to tap our opponent's board on main phase. So it's a little awkward. Apprentice does get better value with... Well, we're not really going to mill our opponent out. So yeah, I'll probably play around a bit more at this. I'm going to wrap this one up. We're going for about an hour. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. If you do want to catch any of my content, basically everything I play live on Twitch is pretty much by the next day loaded onto my YouTube channel, mtg_joe. So you can check everything out there. I've got about... probably 10-15 videos of Theros already, especially if you're interested in Mono Black Devotion. I've been playing a lot of that deck. I've got a number of videos up on the YouTube channel there. And you can catch all my deck lists, everything that I brew on aetherhub.com as well. Thanks for swinging by, everyone. Have a great weekend, and happy pre-release for those who are